Hey guys, Federalist again. I just wanted to get back with my guys here. Been getting a lot of great give and take videos and stuff from people out there who we're all talking, and I'm glad to get so much correspondence and so much feedback. It's great. Two things that I haven't really touched on as much as I'd like to, and I'm gonna make two videos today, one for each of them. Acorn, first thing. Good gracious. I mean, is this sickening or what? We have federal funding. One of our founding fathers, I believe it might have been Jefferson, had mentioned that taking a man's money, no matter how small the amount, and using it towards something that he finds absolutely sickening to him is the greatest form of oppression. You're using a man's hard-earned resources to fund something he absolutely fundamentally disagrees with. And that's why I don't advocate for any kind of government intervention in things like abortion or passing out birth control pills or whatever else. This is something that, especially the federal government of all things, I mean, if you have a state vote, I mean, I think that would be more acceptable, but the federal government has absolutely no business doing anything like this. And that's, when your money's compelled away from you and you're told that, hey, sorry, we've decided as a society that we're going to do this, and if you don't like it, you're just a Neanderthal dragging knuckles in the dirt, and you just don't get it. I'm sick of being told that. If people have to take responsibility for themselves. I'm so sick and tired of this whole Acorn thing has turned into, this is the biggest abomination I could ever think of. And to think that my tax dollars went that way, it's just ludicrous. It enrages me. What the hell for? I'm sorry. I don't support Planned Parenthood. I don't support Acorn. I don't support any of these things because basically they're doing things with my tax dollars that I would never do, on my own. And in fact, I would support the people that would put them out of business. And with these Acorn tapes popping up, does anybody else find it sort of interesting that this Bertha, I forget what her last name is, the person that's in charge of Acorn, basically now she's suing these young filmmakers, these young independent journalists. Does that smack of something just completely disingenuous or what? Really? So instead of, I mean, if I'm the CEO, and I see this, and I am an honest, caring person with some morality, I'm going, oh my God, those people just made us look like a bunch of two-bit hack crooks. They're fired. Number one, they're fired. Number two, I'm hauling their managers into my office, and their jobs are in jeopardy. I am putting a full-on campaign together to say thank you to these two fine young people who risked a lot to bring me this information. Maybe this thing has gotten too big for, it's gotten out of hand and it's being usurped for different purposes than it's intended for. That would be the play. Okay? But instead, what are we seeing? What are we seeing? We're seeing this same person do completely the opposite. I'm going to sue this person for damaging my business. Wow. So that really just says that you are pissed off that you got caught. That this is exactly the kind of thing that you'd like to continue doing, and you would like to, sue these people and, basically shut up anybody else that has a mind to do something like that. You can see, I'm sure, use your head. You can see the disingenuous nature of what she's doing. Rather than coming out and saying, these people have acted way out of line and completely out of bounds, morally, legally, they've gone way out over what they should have done, and in fact have put a black eye on our cause and what we're trying to do. What she basically did is just made an excuse for it. These people did something illegal. I want them sued. I want them brought to justice because they broke the law. Forget all about that whole 13-year-old illegal immigrant prostitution ring. It just cracks me up. I saw a video that now the gentleman, instead of the lady, the 20-year-old gal that was doing all the interviews, now it's James, the guy that actually was the cameraman, the guy with the idea. I saw an interview with him, and the guy makes perfect sense. I mean, he's like, I couldn't bring all these things out at once because basically we had so much of the same kind of activity, and I wanted to have them have a chance to try to spin it away, to try to react to it, and try to start lying, which you knew they were going to do. I was hoping not, but apparently, hope in one hand, defecate in the other, see which gets full faster, whatever. But yeah, this guy is being maligned and slandered and everything else, and he's being sued, which I'm sure that there'll be plenty of people who will take up his cause and help him to fight this thing. Heck, I would love to see like people like Mark Levin, Landmark Legal, come to his aid with his legal foundation. I would love to see a lot of people who are prominent, conservatives come to this guy's rescue. He has done yeoman work, and so has the young lady. They have done more than our mainstream media with all their millions and billions of dollars, combined. And this guy and this girl emptied their bank accounts, and with no funding at all from anybody, went ahead and did the yeoman's work. They really did. I know this burns you guys just as much as it burns me, because here we are, we live in America. This is the kind of thing we're used to seeing from people like Dan Rather or somebody else like that, or Geraldo, or somebody. Name me an investigative journalist. Bill Curtis, somebody. Even if you didn't particularly care for their style or whatever, there was always people out there that were trying to get this type of information about our government to us. That was the whole purpose of the our government is not supposed to be so in bed with the journalists. The journalists are supposed to be skeptical of government. They're supposed to be the watchdogs. But what they've turned into is the lapdogs. They've turned into, how can I spread your propaganda more effectively for you? And now they're trying to co-opt the NEA, the National Endowment for the Arts, to make propaganda videos, propaganda art, all these pressure push type of art pieces. And this is, once again, it's our own system being used against us. And for traditional people like me that like our way of life, even despite the fact that I'm not rich, that I fight for everything I have, even despite that, I'm good with that. I would rather see our American way of life win out, even if it means that I come in mid-pack. That's fine. As long as it's a fair race, I don't mind not winning. What I do mind is cheating. And I know a lot of you guys find this to, you have more eloquence than I. You probably could put it a lot more succinctly and what have you, but that's the way I feel about it. I don't mind running a fair race and not winning, but I do mind running a rigged race and losing. Okay, I wouldn't even like to win a rigged race. I want fair, equal treatment for all people. And I love how now we've got this lovely, once again, the leftists return to the low blow tactics of call them a racist. If you guys don't subscribe to PJTV, check out Clavin on the Culture on PJTV. Just look him up on YouTube here. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have seen this already. The guy does a magnificent piece on calling race, the race question. And I think he hits it right on the head, and it's entirely funny to watch. You guys would dig it. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. It's Clavin on the Culture on PJTV, Pajamas Media. It's just the same. I spoke about it in a couple other videos. When you start losing and you're a leftist, the easiest thing to do would be just to start calling people racist, which is, I think, the same reason why President Obama has been the one ever since this thing started off. It's easier, it's less of an infraction, I guess you would say, to be a sexist than to be a racist. So I guess when they made their choice among Hillary and Barack, I guess that's what they arrived at. And this age-old racism question, heated thing, I can see why they're using the strategy, because it really divides the people.